Good morning and welcome to the EHF office in Vienna. Even though the outside temperatures almost across the whole European continent are around zero today, we are going to deal with a purely summer topic. And these are the younger age category draw events. This summer we'll see 6 events in the women's category, 3 of them in the women's 19 and 3 of them in the women's 17 category. A bright future of the next Handball Federation, of the next Handball generation, has been always of an utmost importance in the EHF. And this is also why we can start with a special guest here, with a pressure guest. And this is why we can ask our president, Michael Wiederer, for his opening words.
Thank you very much, dear Handball friends. 2023 is the year of the younger age category events, as already mentioned, and it's not only about beach handball and the European Open, but mainly about the women 17 and the women 19 Euros and Championships. First of all, I would like to thank the 6 organizers for taking the responsibility of hosting altogether 37 European nations in the various competitions. It will be exciting tournaments. The tournaments will shape the future of our young players, and in this respect I wish the draw procedure all the best. Really looking forward to the chairman of the Competitions Commission taking the lots, and then good preparation for the summer events. Thank you.
Many thanks, Michael. So now we can move to the business, and as Michael already revealed, one of the gentlemen who will be in charge of the draw will be Božidar Đurković, the chairman of the Competitions Commission, who will join forces together with Mario Kovačić from the national teams competitions. So I think everything is set for the first draw and the first competition, and I hand it over to the gentleman.
Welcome, dear Handball friends, dear viewers. As Vlado mentioned, we are starting here with the Women's 17 Championship in Azerbaijan. You can see we have 5 pots with 2 teams each, and the procedure is rather simple. We will take the first ball here from pot number 4, and the first drawn team will go into Group A, and the second ball drawn will go into Group B. And this goes on until the last pot, where we have the organizer in red, where Azerbaijan, as the host of the tournament, will have the decision, or can decide in which group they want to go. So I think we're ready for this. We'll start. Thank you. The first team goes to Group A, Bosnia-Herzegovina. Thank you. Second team of pot 4, Greece, goes to Group B. So we continue with pot 3. First team of pot 3, Georgia, goes to Group A. And Luxembourg goes to Group B. We go on with pot 2. Lithuania goes to Group A. Spain, Group B. So now pot 1. Slovenia goes to Group A. Next. And Faroe Islands goes to Group B. And now we come to the last pot, pot 5, where the organizer Azerbaijan is in. So I will just take the red ball. And as already mentioned before, as the organizer can decide the group they want to go in, we need a few minutes or moments and let them decide and tell us their decision. We'll be back.
While we are waiting for the decision in Azerbaijan, we can quickly summarize the groups so far, how they stand after the first 4 pots. So in Group A, we have Slovenia, Lithuania, Georgia, and Bosnia-Herzegovina. While in Group B, we have Faroe Islands, Spain, Luxembourg, and Greece. Obviously, the people responsible in Azerbaijan will not only be assessing the current teams, but also the results in the previous tournaments. It is interesting to mention that, for example, Spain, this generation, was second in the European Open last year in Sweden. And this might be also a factor when they will be deciding which group they will pull. The other group will be for Israel. And as we just received the news from Azerbaijan, they are picking Group A, and therefore they are joining Slovenia, Lithuania, Georgia, and Bosnia-Herzegovina. This automatically means that we are going to allocate the other team, but we will do it formally properly, and we will assign this group by a proper draw.
Thank you, Lado. So yes, just to follow the procedure, we will take the last ball. So, and yes, Israel will go to Group B, as Azerbaijan decided to go to Group A.
So this completes the first championship, the Women's 17 EHF Championship in Turkey. This will take place between 5th and 13th of August 2023 in Ankara, Turkey. At the same time, we will have the second Women's 17 EHF Championship, and this will take place the previous one was in Baku, and the second one will be in Ankara, Turkey. In this one, we will also have 10 teams, and we can start with the draw.
So we are back with the second championship for the Women's 17, which will take place in Turkey, as my colleague Vlado just mentioned. The procedure stays the same. We have the host in the red ball, who can then at the end decide in which group they want to go. But we start therefore with pot number 5. Thank you. First team, Great Britain, goes to Group A. Bulgaria goes to Group B in row 5. Then we go with pot 4. Latvia goes to Group A. Kosovo goes to Group B. So next is pot 2. So first team of pot 2 is Italy, goes to Group A. So, and Poland goes to Group B therefore. So now we move on with pot 1. First team in pot 1 is Austria, goes to Group A. Slovakia goes to Group B. Same as before right now, we have the organizer in the red ball who can decide in which group they want to go. Therefore, we need a few moments to let them decide. Turkey, and we'll be right back.
Okay, so if we were in the skin of Turkey, we would be choosing between two groups. In Group A, we have Austria, Italy, Latvia, and Great Britain. And in Group B, we have Slovakia, Poland, Kosovo, and Bulgaria. So they are choosing between these two groups, and while they pick one, Finland, who is what is the last team here in the draw, will go automatically to the other group. Again, the dates for this tournament in Turkey is 5 to 13 of August 2023, and the venue is in Ankara. The seeding, how you saw these teams being ordered in the pots, is based on the ranking of the younger age category competitions which are valid for this season, and they are built based on the previous performances of the national teams in this younger age category. So we are still waiting for the final say from Turkey on their group. There is a big responsibility to choose the correct one, as the success might depend on what they actually choose for. If we look at the past, then we see that Turkey finished 7th at the 19th championship in Lithuania 2 years ago, and they finished 5th at the 19th championship tournament in Italy also in 2021. We are currently struggling a bit to get hold of the representatives of the Turkish federations, and we will try to get them as soon as possible, because there is still a busy schedule ahead of us. Apart from this tournament, the Women's 17 EHF Championship in 2023, we still want to finalize this generation with the Women's 17 EHF Euro, which is in Podgorica, the capital of Montenegro. And then we will be moving on to the Women's 19 category. And there are again 3 draws for us, 2 championships and 1 EHF Euro. These 3 are going to be hosted by Kosovo, Lithuania, and Romania. Altogether, in these summer events, there will be 37 federations participating across all these 6 competitions. And actually, more than 200 matches, exactly 214 matches, will be played in these 6 countries, these 6 hosting countries. So, I think we are close to get a final call from Turkey. Maybe we already forgot the group's composition here. in Group A, we're waiting for Austria, for opponents for Austria, Italy, Latvia, and Great Britain. And in Group B, we have Slovakia, Poland, Kosovo, and Bulgaria. Maybe we can also use this time, while we are still waiting for the words from Ankara, that all these matches, all these 214 matches over the summer will be shown live on EHF TV. So all handball fans will be able to see how the young handball blood of Europe and our future rising stars are taking court at these 6 tournaments. And if we can just refer back to the last Euro, we in Slovenia, Montenegro, and Macedonia, we saw that many of these young players are taking the positions in the senior national teams. However, we already have the news from Turkey, luckily and finally, and we can announce and confirm that Turkey will go to Group A, together with Austria, Italy, Latvia, and Great Britain. Let's finalize this championship with the last compulsory part and the assigning of the group for Finland.
Thank you, Vlado. So, let's open the last poll, which is of course Finland, and they will go to Group B as Turkey had decided to go to Group A.
Okay, so a quick summary. Group A, Austria, Italy, Turkey, Latvia, Great Britain. Group B, Slovakia, Poland, Finland, Kosovo, and Bulgaria. This completes the part about the women's 17 EHF competitions, and now we are moving to a generation which is 2 years older and which had their premiere already 2 years ago in 2021 at the then women's 17 category. The first one to go is the women's 19 EHF championship in Kosovo, in the capital of Kosovo, Pristina, and this will be played 8 to 16 of July 2023. We have 9 teams here, again divided in 2 pots, and I think we are ready for this. And before that, I apologize, but before that we need to do the draw of the women's 17 EHF Euro of in Podgorica, Montenegro, and here we have 16 teams divided in 4 pots. So I think I can hand it over back to Mario, and we can start with teams in pot 4.
Thank you, Vlado, once again. So as Vlado mentioned, we have 16 teams. The teams are in the blue balls, besides the organizer, who is in the red ball, who can then at the end choose again the group. So teams are in blue balls and the groups are in the white balls. We will first draw a team and then allocate them, or draw, of course, the group for them. And we will start here with the pot 4 first, and then move on to the other group. Okay. So, Iceland. Now we will draw the group for Iceland. So Iceland will go to Group A. So another team. Thank you. So then we have the Netherlands. And Netherlands will go to Group C. Next team is Serbia. And Serbia will go to Group B. Of course, the last teams in this row. North Macedonia. And just to see if we did everything right here. North Macedonia will be drawn into Group D. So this was the first pot, and now we move on with pot number 3. Team from Portugal. Portugal will go into Group C. Czech Republic. And they will go into Group A. Sweden. And Sweden will go to Group B. So now the last team of pot number 3. France. To the last open position in Group D in this row. So next up is pot number 1. And we start with Croatia. And Croatia will join the teams in Group B. Denmark. We'll go to Group C. Germany. We go to Group A. Last but not least, from pot number 1, we have Hungary. And they will join the teams in Group D. So, as already mentioned before, we have the host here in the red ball. Thank you, Borja. And they can decide as host in which group they want to go. So we need another few minutes again here to wait for their decision.
And this is the right time for a summary of the groups as they stand now. We assume that the organizers from Montenegro might need even more time, as they have now 4 options to choose from. And in Group A, we have Germany, Czech Republic, Iceland. In Group B, we have Croatia, Sweden, and Serbia. Group C consists of Denmark, Portugal, and Netherlands. And Group D, we have Hungary, France, and North Macedonia. The tournament will be played in Podgorica, Montenegrin capital, between 3rd and 13th of August 2023. It is important to mention that, for example, in Group D, we have Hungary, who won this competition, this Women's 17 EHF Euro, already for 2 years, for 2 times in a row, in 2019 and 2021. So this generation, which is a new generation, will certainly go for a hat-trick, or at least a try. And also we have the runners-up of the previous Women's 17 EHF Euro in 2021, which is Germany. Denmark, they finished 4th at the previous EHF Euro 2023 in this generation 2 years ago, and they are situated in Group C. Denmark, which could probably partly rely also on some people from the women's 18 team, they finished 2nd at the World Championship last summer. And we have the decision now, and this means that Montenegro chose Group A, and they are joining Germany, the Czech Republic, and Iceland. Now we can continue with the other 3 teams which remained in pot 2, and these are Norway, Romania, and Switzerland.
Thank you, Vlado, once again. So as he mentioned already before, we will go on with the remaining teams and draw the last groups for them. We start with Romania. Romania goes to Group D. Oh, wait, group. Switzerland. And they go to Group B. So, and to conclude the Women's 17 Euro draw, if I can open the ball. Norway. Norway goes to the last open position in Group C.
Okay, Let's have a look at the overall picture now for the Women's 17 EHF Euro 2023 in Montenegro. Group A, Germany, Montenegro, Czech Republic, Iceland. Group B, Croatia, Switzerland, Sweden, Serbia. Group C, Denmark, Norway, Portugal, and Netherlands. And Group D, Hungary, Romania, France, and North Macedonia. You can already see several nice rivalries here, so the Euro will really be an excellent tournament. And now the promised switch to the Women's 19 category and the first tournament, which is taking place in Pristina, Kosovo, between 8 and 16 of July in 2023. Here we have 9 teams in this tournament, also divided in 2 pots. There will be 5 teams in the 5 teams in Group A and 4 teams in Group B. Mario, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Vlado. As he already explained, we have 9 teams participating here at the championship. As we have in pot 5 only Great Britain, we will directly allocate them to Group A. Therefore, there will be no draw for Great Britain because we have only 1 team in pot 5. But we will continue with the other pots, and again, the organizer will be drawn then at the end, as they can decide into which group they want to go. So we will start now with pot number 3. This is Finland, and they go to Group A. No, no problem. So, second team is Latvia here, and they go to Group B. So, now we move on with pot number 2. Italy will go to Group A. Second team of pot number 2 is Poland, and they go to Group B. Now we move on with pot number 1. Slovakia go to Group A. Thank you. Therefore, Austria go to Group B. So, as already mentioned before, the organizer here, Kosovo, can decide in which group they want to go. So we will give them a few moments to decide and then to get back to the last ball.
Exactly. Meanwhile, let's have a look on those 2 groups as they stand for now. In Group A, we have Slovakia, Italy, Finland, and Great Britain. And in Group B, you have Austria, Poland, and Latvia. So the team of Kosovo will have to choose between these 2 groups, while team of Israel will automatically go to the other group. Kosovo will certainly try to use the home crowds at this championship to improve their result from the previous competitions in this age. They finished 2 years ago in 2021 in Georgia. This generation finished 10th, and the generation 2 years older finished 8th at the EHF 19 championship in North Macedonia. So these are the milestones they will definitely try to improve when they will be playing in the and hosting in this Women's 19 EHF championship. And we got the decision from Pristina. They picked Group A again, and we have them joining Slovakia, Italy, Finland, and Great Britain. And let's then finalize the draw by drawing Israel.
So, thank you. Yes. Also here, last but not least. So, team of Israel goes to Group B.
So Israel completes Group B with Austria, Poland, Latvia. Now we can move to the second EHF Championship tournament, and this will be staged on the shores of the Baltic Sea in Klaipėda, Lithuania, between 10th and 16th of July. Here we will have 8 teams, again divided in 2 groups, and as Mario already mentioned, there is no exception here. Lithuania will have the right to choose their group at the end. Mario, over to you.
This is the same procedure as before. 2 balls, first ball drawn will go into Group A, and second into Group B, and so on. So we start with pot 4. Okay. First team of pot 4, Bulgaria, goes to Group A. Group A. So, okay. So Bosnia-Herzegovina goes to Group B. Then we move on with pot number 2. Faroe Islands go to Group A. And Estonia go to Group B. Now we move on with pot number 1. Team from Spain will go into Group A. Thank you. And Slovenia go to Group B. So now we'll take from pot 3 the organizer, Lithuania.
Okay, now we are waiting for the decision of Lithuania, and they are picking between 2 groups. In Group A, they have Spain, Faroe Islands, and Bulgaria, whereas in Group B, we have Slovenia, Estonia, and Bosnia-Herzegovina. For Lithuania, the bar has been set very high 2 years ago, because at the Women's 19 Championship in 2021 in Italy, they finished second. So this generation has really big shoes to fill in if they want to emulate this successful result. This generation actually finished 6th 2 years ago at the Women's 17 Championship in 2021 in Georgia. And this generation of Lithuania will play in Group B together with Slovenia, Estonia, and Bosnia-Herzegovina. We can complete the draw now by assigning the last remaining team here, Turkey.
So, Turkey goes to Group A.
Okay, a quick summary then for the Women's 19 EHF Championship 2023 in Klaipėda, Lithuania. In Group A, we will have Spain, Faroe Islands, Turkey, and Bulgaria. In Group B, we will have Slovenia, Estonia, Lithuania, and Bosnia-Herzegovina. Around the same time, there will be the Women's 19 EHF Euro 2023 hosted by Romania. And we have some fresh news from Romanian hosts here, as they announced the 2 venues for this tournament. It will be played in Pitești and Mioveni, and this will be between 6 and 16 of July 2023. Again, as this is the Euro, we are going to have 16 teams divided in 4 pots, and at the end, Romania will have the right to pick their group. So let's see, and let's start with the first step, which is assigning the groups for teams in pot 4.
Thank you, Vlado. As he already explained, I think there is nothing to add. The same procedure as for the Women's 17 EHF Euro in Montenegro, but this time for the Women's 19 in Romania. So we can start. So the first team of pot 4, Netherlands. And the Netherlands will go to the 4th position in Group A. Serbia. And Serbia goes to Group C. Thank you. Then we have the team of Iceland. And Iceland goes to Group B. So the last team of pot number 4. North Macedonia. And they go to row 4 in Group D. So now we continue with pot number 3. This is France. France goes to Group C. Next up is Sweden. And Sweden goes to Group A. Portugal. Portugal goes to Group B. So last team of pot 3. This is the Czech Republic. They will go to group D. Now we continue with pot number 1 as the organizer is in the last pot. Team of Denmark. Denmark goes to group D. Croatia. And they go to the first position in group A. And we have Germany. Germany goes to group B. Last team of pot 1. Hungary. And they of course go to group C. Now we come to pot 2, where Romania can decide in which group they want to go. Therefore, we need a few moments again.
Yes, the task for the Romanian organizer is simple. They just have to send us one letter so we can assign a group for them. And will they choose Group A with Croatia, Sweden and Netherlands? Or will they go for Group B with Germany, the last tournament's runners-up, and Portugal and Iceland? Or will they pick Group C with the back-to-back champions in this generation, Hungary, plus France and Serbia? Or will they go for Group D with Denmark, Czech Republic and North Macedonia? Okay, and we have the answer from Romania, and they went for Group B, and they are then accompanying Germany, Portugal, and Iceland. Now we need a few moments again that we prepare the possible scenarios for the remaining 3 teams, and we are ready to finalize this draw by finding the groups for the last 3 teams in pot 2, which is Norway, Montenegro and Switzerland.
Switzerland. Switzerland goes to Group A. Thank you. Norway. Group C. And the last ball for today. Montenegro. And they of course take the last open position in Group D. Thank you.
And we are ready with the last summary of today's draws. So, for the Women's 19 EHF Euro 2023 in Romania, we have in Group A, Croatia, Switzerland, Sweden and the Netherlands. In Group B, Germany, Romania, Portugal, Iceland. In Group C, Hungary, Norway, France and Serbia. And in Group D, Denmark, Montenegro, Czech Republic and North Macedonia. This draw concludes our today's schedule, and as I already mentioned, really a plethora of games are awaiting us over the summer, and the best thing is that they will all be live on EHF TV. But before this will happen, the stage is for the big boys and big girls as the club competitions will culminate soon. It's a crunch time this week in the EHF European League Men and also in the Machine Seeker EHF Champions League, so don't miss out on these either. So that would be all from us today and from our little summer prelude. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a lovely day and goodbye.